Hello, friends. It's Coach Miley Inoue, and I wanted to talk with you about the topic today is body fat versus muscle. So I get questions a lot, and today included, just about weight on the scale. So if you are trying to lose weight, or if you're conscious of your weight, then I just wanted to throw out a few helpful tips for today, especially as we're getting started more in the group, as we're talking about healthy body fat and all the different methods by which to kind of achieve that. I want to just kind of address the body fat itself and muscle itself. So there's a couple different ways to try to do body fat loss. And I just wanted to share with you a little bit about like the method that I personally appreciate a little bit more. And I am a strength and conditioning specialist, so I am a little bit biased towards wanting you all to do strength training. So I wanted to also maybe just do a little pitch for that and talk to you a little bit more about why. But one statement that trainers hear all the time is that muscle weighs more than fat. And so I just wanted to kind of draw your attention to the picture right here. It's not really that muscle weighs more than fat. It's that muscle takes up less space than fat. Okay, so just kind of getting that lined out there. And then just a number I want to throw out there to you, and there's maybe some debate on how accurate these kind of numbers are, but 3,500 calories is what makes up 1 pound of body fat. Okay? And then if you were to want to gain like 1 pound of muscle, then it would take about 2,500 calories to gain a pound of muscle. So those kind of numbers are out there. So like if someone wants to increase their muscle mass, in theory they would want to start pushing the calories up to about 2,500 calories more maybe per week. And you might see the scale increase if you're doing strength training and trying to increase muscle. But then if you're wanting to lose body fat, then it would be more like a 3,500 calorie deficit for the week if you wanted to lose a pound, and then like 7,000 calories deficit if you wanted to lose 2 pounds. So those are kind of the numbers behind it. And a lot of this is a numbers game, but I wanted to just kind of give you some perspective on what I think is helpful, which might go against other trainers. And I just wanted to share just a brief experience that I've had over the last couple years on my body weight. So right now, like my body weight fluctuates between 150 and 158 pounds. And so right now I would estimate the calories that I eat are between 1,800 calories and about 2,200 calories. To be able to maintain that weight with whatever else activity that I'm doing. And so actually right now, what is feeling best for me is to maintain a heavier weight, because I am doing Olympic lifting and I am trying to maintain and gain muscle. So I may be in a different like personal position than you, but I am actually trying to make sure that my calories stay up and that my weight stays at least between that 150 and 158. I've found that when my weight dips lower, and what you will find, any athlete will find, or active person will find, typically, the more you drop your calories, the more your performance is going to suffer. Okay? So there are some choices you have to make when you decide to adjust your diet. If your performance, like how you're actually doing, is important to you, then doing a low calorie option would not help you to have good performance, even if you have body fat to lose. So if there's high intensity exercise that you're trying to do, like weightlifting or sprints or anything like that, then you're going to want to keep your calories high enough so that you have a surplus of like glucose in your system. So you would want your muscles full of glucose, and you would want your bloodstream full of glucose. So a distance runner, for instance, will carb load and try to make sure that their body is fully loaded so that they have fuel. And if they don't do that, then they're going to see their performance suffer. So some question comes in, well, if you do have like 5 or 10 pounds that you want to lose, or maybe you have more pounds than that you want to lose, I am going to let you know that going like way low on your calories isn't necessarily the best way, and not necessarily the best way to maintain it long term. So I would advocate for you to be on a little bit higher of a scale. So when I say low calorie, like for a woman, if you're not eating at least 1,200 calories, then you're not even giving yourself enough calories to really exist, let alone be active. So the minimum for women would be 1,500 calories to be able to maintain all of your body systems and your bone density and all of those things. And so that's where I push the envelope higher than that. So for my activity level and performance that I want, I'm at that 1,800 to 2,200 calorie range. And that keeps me where I want to be. And so for a man, it would be like 1,500 calories would be the very bare minimum that you would want to eat to be able to maintain all of your body systems. And then if you're an active male, 1,800 calories would probably be the minimum that you would want to do if you're going to include exercise. So that might go against some different diet plans out there. And then that's okay. But this is just like my what I have found best from a performance standpoint, and then also to make sure that you're getting all the nutrients that you need. Those would be like the lowest numbers that I would want you to have. Okay? So I want you all to kind of think of some questions that you have relating to all of this, because I know it is a little bit confusing. And then if you're working towards something at all, then you can maybe throw that into the comments. My big thing, though, is that I wish that more people would get their activity level going and get their bone density solid and their muscles solid. Because if you do look at that picture there, you will see that muscle does take up less space than body fat does. So the theory is if you'll go ahead and eat those little bit higher amounts in calories, maybe if you're a woman, at least 1,500, if you're a man, at least 1,800, then that's going to give you the energy that you need to maintain that muscle mass that you already have. And you could decide to eat a little bit more and then maybe increase your muscle mass. So the more muscle mass that you have, then the more calories you're going to burn like all day long. So my idea, instead of putting yourself into a big calorie deficit so that you're only relying on eating less calories, what if you actually fueled your body performance-wise so that you could do the activities that you're doing and then make sure that your muscles have what they need so that they can be at their full capacity. So if you were theoretically to put on maybe a couple pounds of muscle, then that would rev up your metabolism. So you right now not doing any strength training compared to you doing strength training for 12 weeks and then checking your metabolism, the theory would be that even if you're doing nothing 12 weeks from now, then you'll be burning more calories even when you're just sitting on the couch because you're going to have more muscle tissue on you. And so then once you have more muscle tissue on you and your resting metabolism is higher, then that can be where all of a sudden you start seeing those drops on the scale. So maybe you gained 5 pounds or something when you first started exercising, but if you sustain that and then you keep your calories within those reasonable ranges, the 1,500 calories to like the 1,800 calories at the minimum, maybe a little more, then it's possible that after, what I see happen most often is after 8 to 12 weeks, you're going to see the scale start to drop down. So it might go up, but then it's going to come back down. So I would love to hear kind of like what your experiences are with this. And again, like with my trainer, we are hoping maybe to not have you meticulously counting your calories since it's not super accurate anyway. And that's where we'll keep on talking to you more and more about looking at those different serving sizes so that maybe you can just eyeball it. Because I would like, even though I'm throwing numbers at you, for you to feel a little bit less stress around building your plate and about your food in general, because it really doesn't have to be as hard as some diets are making it. Okay, so each week I'm hoping still to just give you some good information. And thank you, Mariah, for commenting. I just saw your comment. And please think of any questions that you might have, and then I can make new videos each week. Okay, and that's what I have for you all today. And just let me know again if you have questions. Bye.